Welcome back to Hockey Talks, and oh boy, he did it. Ovechkin, the number one goal scorer in the NHL.
You know, I think it's hilarious how Ovechkin achieved a feat that many people for years thought was impossible.
Yep.
And that is to get everybody to watch a New York Islanders game.
Oh, sorry, Islanders fans, but it's true. It is true. Although they're very close on the cusp. But anyways, forget about that. Ovi breaks Wayne Gretzky, the all-time goals leader, with 895. And he did it against the New York Islanders on Sunday. It was even himself. He didn't think he was going to beat it. If you watch an interview a long time ago, he had an interview with Elliot Freeman.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, is there a chance that you could beat it? He's like, no, there's no chance. No chance at all.
And here he is.
That record's unbreakable.
Yeah.
And there he is.
One less game, I believe, than what it took Gretzky. Or tie it, I think it was.
To tie it was one less game. Yeah.
So it's just crazy how the numbers work out like that, right?
Yeah.
Being a franchise player, for him to dedicate himself to one single team and to play through all these years, and he have a Stanley Cup, and next thing you know, he gets the goal record, and he's maybe got a couple good years left in him. So I think his next charge is going to be towards 1,000 goals.
Yeah, you'd love to see him break that.
That'd be crazy.
900 for sure.
Yeah,
for sure to get 900, absolutely, because it's only
maybe even this season.
That could be. Yeah,
900. There you go.
Yeah, that could be. You think his drive's going to be just as much now? Now that he's broken the record, I think the main focal point.
Yeah, if he's a metrics guy, I really do think he's going to charge towards 1,000, and then after that, he'd probably call it a. Call it a career.
Well, he has one more year on his contract.
Yeah.
Right, so he'll play through that, I'm assuming.
So he can do that next year, then?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Get 100 goals.
Get 100 goals in a year. Yeah.
Yeah.
When he's 40.
I don't know. If he wants to continue playing, he could definitely easily get to 100 goals, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, 900. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. What did you think about his celebration?
I thought it was hilarious.
To turn around and dive in the ice like he did in the fountain?
Yeah, and I gotta be honest, it's... he used to do celebrations like this all the time, but I thought it looked extremely funny because his helmet kind of went forward and it made him kind of look a little interesting. So, But I thought it was awesome. It's just raw emotion, he's great. But you can definitely tell he's a lot older than what he was when he was 21.
Oh,
yeah. I think it takes a lot more work to do that kind of stuff nowadays than it did when he was younger, full of energy.
Yeah. Slide looked like it took a lot of effort to do.
Yeah.
Although he's probably pumped with adrenaline.
Yeah.
But what do you think of the whole ceremony in the middle of the game?
Oh, it was interesting. You could tell the whole time Gretzky was probably thinking like, well, I don't know if I didn't get one of these things.
Well, that's what he said. He was like, I didn't get a treatment like this.
Yeah.
When he broke the record, but
make a huge deal out of it. But for years nobody thought it would be a touchable record.
Yeah.
The mind blowing thing for me is to wonder, Gretzky's still alive and his record is broken. And it makes you think in like 20, 30 years. I think we did the math and it's like Ovechkin joined the league something like 6 to 8 years after Gretzky retired.
Yeah.
So it makes you think like who's going to be coming into the league in the next decade? And is there going to be anybody else who breaks Ovechkin's record?
Yeah. Do you think there will be? I don't know.
There's going to be. That's how it works.
Yeah. It's going to be.
Yeah.
Who?
Gretzky's point record, that's a whole other thing. I honestly think Ovechkin's now goal record is going to be a lot more breakable than Gretzky's point record. Because even now, Gretzky's point record is just insane.
Well, nobody's even close.
Yeah. Like thousands away. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that I don't think it'll ever be. Well, we've said this.
No, it will be broken.
You think so?
It's just a matter of time. That's how records are.
Kucherov.
Yeah.
No, Kucherov doesn't have enough.
I don't know. It depends on how long he plays. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
you have to play like 50.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he is leading the league right now in points. He 116 as of this recording here. So
yeah, he's getting over the 100-point mark every year.
Yeah.
Right? So exciting times. Got to witness a record-breaking game. That day against the Islanders. Ovi has 895 now. One past Wayne Gretzky's 894 that had lasted for like 30 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Crazy. So, yeah. a lot of celebration went on. A lot of beer was drank, I think, in that locker room.
Yeah. There was a video where he just landed in DC and he's double fisting after 3 seconds of walking through the gate.
Yeah, it doesn't take long for him to crack a beer. Yeah. But in other news, to break away from this, the Ottawa Senators have clinched a playoff spot for the first time since 2017.
Oh, pre-COVID, eh? Oh,
yeah,
man.
pre-COVID when Erik Karlsson was still there.
Yeah.
It's exciting times. I knew they were going to break through eventually. I knew it. We said this before. They have a lot of young talent.
Yeah.
They just have to learn how to jive, right?
Yeah.
And Brady Tkachuk is really coming to that role and being a leader into that locker room, I think. It's helping big time with this.
Well, yeah, we were even saying earlier in the season, it wouldn't surprise me to see teams like Ottawa Senators and New Jersey Devils succeed, right?
Yeah.
Another one we thought maybe San Jose, but Celebrini, he's, I think, second on the rookie list, and not to change the topic to him, but it's just, it's interesting seeing Ottawa do the things it needs to do to get that team chemistry going and to be able to win without a player like Tkachuk, right?
Yeah.
They got their stuff in line and ended up getting the couple wins that they needed to clinch. Yeah. And now they're battling Montreal Canadiens for last seed spot.
Yeah.
And being a Leafs fan, if they do continue it out and get first in their division, obviously Washington would play the lowest seed because they're too far ahead, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know if the Leafs, being a Leafs fan, I don't know if I'd rather them play the Canadiens or the Senators. Both those teams seem to just have us dialed in.
Yeah, I don't know. Ottawa seems, especially for some reason, they seem to have the Leafs number.
Yeah.
For some reason. I don't know what it is, but maybe it'd be that change of pace Toronto needed to get past. Well, they did get past the first round last year. Yeah. But the second round just kind of flopped big time. Yeah. But anyways, it could be what they needed to play an Ottawa Senators team that is going to be desperate in the playoffs, which is, but they don't have any experience. Most of those guys have never played a playoff game in their life, right? Yeah, exactly. So,
Montreal, I honestly would see as a little more threatening. So we'll see. We'll see what all happens. I know Florida dropped down to Tampa Bay, so it's almost like if Tampa Bay ends up creeping up against Toronto, then it'll end up being a Toronto-Florida. Oh yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how it all shakes out. I do know one thing though. Whatever the series is between Florida, between Montreal, or between Ottawa for the Leafs, goaltending is going to be a definite factor. Especially with Ottawa's goalie, the name slips. Allmark, yeah, that's right. Linus Allmark. And their backup isn't actually that bad. He's out cold, but no, that he's going to be a definite person to get the puck around. And if Toronto's goaltender performs, then I think it'll be a really good series, regardless.
Oh yeah, but, absolutely.
Yeah, there's actually another goaltender who just broke a record, and they broke Brodeurs' record for most overtime wins in their career. Do you know who that is?
Clearly an active player.
Yes.
Most overtime.
Maybe not anymore. Soon not active.
Oh, Marc-Andre Fleury?
Yes. Aha. On the Wilds.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, he broke his 70 overtime wins. Wow. And Brodeurs' record, 69. So, funny how numbers work that way. But yeah, so good for him. Being one of those franchise players. He played on the Penguins for a while, and he was a big reason why they led to the cup. I think they won a few cups, didn't they?
Yeah, they won a few cups with Fleury and that. Yeah, they had a solid team back then, but and then for some reason they got rid of Fleury and Tristan Jarry, and they haven't been the same since, except for 2017. Yeah,
well, honestly though, you're seeing Crosby and the team there play really well. Crosby just had a hat trick the other day, and like we said, we were tracking Ovechkin for a while, and Crosby's the same kind of player. He's one of those generational players, and he's going to end up breaking some records too, except the ones that he has to break are still a couple years away. So Crosby actually has 1,683 points, and then the next one, on a single franchise that is, and the next one is Lemieux at 1,723.
Oh yeah.
So 40 points away-ish. I don't see it happening this year.
No, not that. Yeah,
but
3 games left, I think.
Yeah, in the following years, and I guess long story short, Yzerman is at 1755, and Howe is at 1809, which puts Crosby at 126 points away from being the all-time leader on a franchise. Now, I think that's the record that Crosby's going to be going for.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. And he can definitely get there.
Well, 2 years.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like a year and a half even,
Yeah,
as long as he stays healthy.
That's to be Gordie Howe, right?
Yeah.
There's that record with the Red Wings, obviously.
Exactly, yeah.
So, yeah, that'd be a crazy record as well.
Yeah.
Getting that.
And that would just be awesome, because I still remember Ovechkin and Crosby coming into the league, and Ovechkin ended up getting the goal record, obviously, and it's great to him. It's great to have his name written down as one of the best. And I think Crosby's deserved that, and I only hope he stays healthy. And remember, he only gets that if he stays on the Penguins.
Yeah.
So
if he stays on, he will stay on the Penguins.
Yeah.
I don't see him going anywhere else at all.
Yeah.
Right. I'm pretty sure he's going to be there till he retires.
Yeah.
So, which is good. Which is good. I like seeing him on the Penguins and seeing what he can do, and still playing at a high level, which is great.
But just getting back to this goaltender though, I seen a really interesting thing. So there's Darcy Kemper. He's a local guy in Saskatchewan. I forget who he played for. Maybe the Swift Current Broncos, I think, or something like that for WHL.
Yeah.
And he played for Minnesota for a while in the year where Detroit tried like pummeling him with shot after shot after shot, 50 shots a game, and Minnesota.
Yeah, that was that playoff game
with Parise, I think it was. Ended up going and getting around him and winning the series. Then they went and got their butts kicked the following one.
Yeah.
But now he is the second best goaltender in the league. Yeah, his goals against average is .01 worse than Hellebuck.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see how well LA does this year, because I really do think that they're a bit of an underdog. Like, a lot of people are maybe overlooking them.
Yeah.
And just remember, he's the type of goalie where, when he gets hot, he's going to be hard to beat.
Yeah.
So
absolutely. Yeah, I think they're playing, well, it's almost guaranteed they're playing the Oilers in the first round.
Yeah.
Once again. Right? The Oilers took them apart last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had no chance. And
was Kemper playing for them last year?
Kemper was not playing for them last year. No.
So I think I'm going to be very interested to watch that, see if...
absolutely.
Is McDavid healthy again?
Yeah, he was back.
Yeah.
Played his first game again. He scored 3 assists.
Scored 3 assists?
Yeah. 3 assists he got in his first game back. Yeah. So he's back. Yeah.
Who scored his goals? Dry?
Drysaddle's out still.
Oh, he's out?
Yeah.
Oh, man,
he hasn't been back yet. So still waiting to see. Nobody even knows what's going on with him. So
well, good thing they have Hyman to score all those goals then.
Yeah. What did he get? Like 30 goals this year?
Something like that.
That's not bad.
It's not 50.
Not 50. No. I don't think that'll ever happen again.
So one and done.
On career years for a reason, right?
But you know what though? It's players like that where they go into the playoffs. And you never know when a wild card guy like that is going to all of a sudden end up getting 6-7 goals in a series.
Yeah.
It's...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like you go in the playoffs and all of a sudden Hyman can just light it up.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, could happen.
Yeah.
Could happen. But
I think it's a tough goalie to score on, but we'll see.
I think LA is going to be a lot better than they were last year.
Yeah.
I think so, right?
Well,
remember their home record? They didn't lose a game at home almost all season.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Their home record was fantastic.
Wow.
So, and if they get home ice advantage, I think they're going to be a very tough team for the Oilers to beat.
Yeah.
This year. And if they do beat them, they're going to come out beat up, and then they either play Colorado or Dallas. So
yeah.
That's going to be a tough ride for the Oilers, I think.
And with a MacKinnon injury, hopefully he's back healthy by the playoffs, right?
Yeah. They said he should be back from the playoffs. Yeah. He's injured out for the rest of the season, is what they're thinking, which is only 4 games. I think.
It's a week, yeah.
Yeah, so playoffs start next week, which is crazy to think about. But speaking with the Avalanche here, I want to get to Gabriel Landeskog. He has been out since 2022. He hasn't played a single NHL game since then, right? So many question, including myself, whether he'd actually ever come back and play hockey again.
Yeah.
Well, the Avalanche have loaned Landeskog to the AHL for conditioning stint. So I think they're getting him prepped to come back for the playoffs. So Landeskog might actually be playing hockey again and in playoff mode.
Wow.
If he can get up there. We'll see what his knee is, right? But
if it's still a knee or not, right?
See if he can actually play, right? But the goal, I think, is to get him back for the playoffs. So that would be, haven't played hockey.
And that's a wild card right there. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, they're rolling pretty good right now without him. I mean.
Yeah. But if you put him in there and he's good for a few goals, does more good than bad.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Especially against a team like Dallas. Ooh.
Yeah. That's going to be a hard series.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's who they're playing first. So
probably, most likely, yeah.
Yeah. It's it would be good to see him come back.
Yeah.
Right? He's been dealing with this for a long time. Question whether he'd ever play again. So it'd be good to see if he can make his way back into it. But along with MacKinnon injured, which he's probably going to be back for the playoffs. But having a guy like Landeskog step in if he can, would probably be a big help.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but
aside from that, we have some pretty good hockey playing here. We got quite a bit of Canadian teams, actually. Montreal managed to trickle into the playoffs no problem, right? So,
well, they're not officially in yet.
Yeah.
It's going to be very tough to beat. Right?
You know what would be really cool to see, though? For one more Canadian team, something like Calgary Flames making it in. Yeah. Now, they're a few points out, but they have 2 games in hand. So they do need to pretty much win the rest of their games.
Yeah, I would say.
And then they actually have a chance, which is so odd, because Minnesota and St. Louis, their streak got halted by the Jets, which is
now 2 losses in a row now.
Yeah. So we'll see. They want to get a win under their belt before going into the playoffs again. So seeing them go on a 2 more, 4-game losing streak overall would be a pretty big surprise. Minnesota has a couple games left as well.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens there, but Calgary Flames need one of these teams to pretty much lose their last 2 games.
The rest of the games,
and then Calgary needs to win 3 out of the 4 games.
Yeah, that likely...
It likely won't happen.
I don't see it happen.
There is a 5%, chance.
There's still a chance.
And it would be great to see another Canadian team in the playoffs.
Absolutely, yeah.
They would actually be playing Winnipeg.
They would be, yeah.
So they wouldn't last long, but
The Winnipeg is a tough team. They just continuously win. It's just they don't stop.
Yeah.
But they're number 1 in the NHL still. They passed Washington.
Yeah.
But they just can't lose. But if they could, they'd either be right now it'd either be the Blues or maybe
Minnesota.
Calgary Flames.
Yeah.
Well, Minnesota too, because I guess they're tied at 93 points, right? So
you don't know which way that's going to go.
Forth, right?
Yeah.
So
1 overtime and somebody else is on top.
Yeah, it's either Vegas takes Minnesota to St. Louis or
okay.
Or Winnipeg takes Minnesota to St. Louis. One of those two.
Yeah.
Vegas is at the top of the Pacific.
Yeah. So Winnipeg would take the bottom seed, right? And
Winnipeg would take the bottom
Vegas
seed,
would take the secondary there.
Yeah.
That's interesting, man. So if you were to have one kind of one that you wouldn't have called, or like an underdog winning, because there's always underdogs winning. Like the first place team, I wonder what the stat is on the first place team actually winning the cup. Which underdog team do you think would upset the top team?
If anything,
yes.
Whoever plays.
Honestly, you think Winnipeg's gonna lose?
I don't know. They have a history of choking in the first round of the playoffs, but they have been a good team. But the regular season only means the regular season.
Yeah.
Right. You get first, great. You're in a good position, but you don't see many teams succeed much past that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They put all their effort into the regular season to get that first spot and all those wins, right? I mean, eventually you get tired and break down. And you got teams that are at the bottom that just make it in. They're just hungry to keep going because you got all that momentum now because they made it, right? So I would see Winnipeg.
Honestly, there's a reason why I want to see Toronto lose a few.
You want to see Toronto lose?
A few in the season. Okay. I want them to drop down a spot. Yeah. I really do, because I don't want them going in on the first place team, because I just feel like that's going to be the upset.
So you'd rather them play Florida or Tampa?
I'd rather them not go in as first in the division.
You know what? It actually,
regardless of who they play. I just feel like there's something about being first in the division that you go into it a little more confident, and then the team who's the underdog just plays their little heart out. Yeah. And it's just, you don't expect it. You don't see it coming. Yeah. And knowing the Leafs, I just feel like that's what they do. So we'll see, though. I don't know. It's a different coach, different team altogether. They're changing things up. But if I were to choose one between 8th seed and 1st seed, I would probably choose Toronto Maple Leafs getting the upset more likely than Winnipeg Jets, unfortunately. If they're first, yeah.
Yeah. Would that, I was going to say, would that really be an upset?
What?
I think a lot of people just expect they're not going to make it out of the first
Oh,
round,
I see.
right? So
it's more or less an expectation, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they played Florida, you know what? I think they actually have a better chance to play Florida.
Yeah.
Because they kind of
It's
know
their style
that
of
team
hockey.
a little bit.
That's
right?
how Florida
It's the style of
plays.
hockey.
And block the
They
net, take their 50-50, you know?
And they're kind of adjusting for that style of play, like to figure that out, right?
Yeah.
So if they played Florida, I think it would be a better idea than Ottawa or Montreal.
Yeah.
So, which for some reason Ottawa and Montreal both have Toronto's numbers.
Yeah.
And they have a hard time against them.
I really do think Tampa Bay is going to have a real strong team this year. It'll be awesome to see them get upset.
Yeah.
I would love that, actually. Who are they playing right now? Who are they playing?
Florida.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, Tampa and Florida. So
I think Tampa would come out on top.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Florida doesn't seem like that caliber of team right now.
Not right now.
Matthew Tkachuk is not there, so that's a big blow, right?
And they are the defending.
I don't even know when he's coming back, but they are the defending champions.
They are the defending champions. You can never run. You never know what you're gonna get with those.
Yeah.
All right. They always seem to have a little bit extra fire.
Yeah.
When it comes playoff time.
Yeah. There's not too many teams that can go back to back. The Tampa Bay Lightnings did it 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
But that doesn't happen very often.
Yeah.
So, we'll see where it goes. I'm looking forward to seeing what Ottawa can do.
Yeah.
In the playoffs. Now that they're officially in, where they're going to land, I'm not 100% sure yet, depending what Montreal does. But either way, they're either going to be playing Toronto or Washington.
Yep.
Either way, that'll be a fantastic Eastern Conference, right? Just seeing those teams playing against each other, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, maybe the Tkachuk brothers will face off in the playoffs.
Love to see it.
Yeah. Anyways, that is all the time we have for tonight. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you next time.
Adios.